Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming. Welcome to our morning Zohar reading at 7 a.m. every morning. You're welcome to join us on Zoom. The instructions are in the description of this video, how to do that. And come as often or as little as you'd like and experience how we read the Zohar together. It's a new channel, so don't forget to give us a like, thumbs up, and subscribe. I'm going to screen share the text here in a minute. Here we go.
81. And the book said that according to the direction of a person's desire in this world, he draws upon himself the spirit from above, similar to the desire that had become attached to him. If his desire aims for a sublime and holy thing, he extends upon himself that same thing, from above downwards.
And if his desire is to cling to the Sitra Achra and he aims for it, he extends that thing upon himself from above downwards. And they said that extending something from above depends primarily upon the speech, the act, and the desire to adhere. This draws from above that same side that had clung to him.
And I found in the book all those deeds and worships of stars and idols, and the things that are needed to worship them, and how the desire should aim in them in order to draw them to themselves.
Similarly, when one wishes to adhere to the Holy Spirit above, it depends on the act, the speech, and on aiming the heart to that thing. So one will be able to draw it from above downwards and to adhere to it.
And they said that a person is pulled out when he leaves this world by what attracts him in this world, and he is attached and attracted in the world of truth to what he had been attached and attracted to in this world. If it is holiness, holiness, and if it is impurity, impurity.
If it is holiness, he is pulled to the side of holiness. It clings to him above, and he becomes appointed as a servant to serve before the Creator among all the angels. Also, he adheres above and stands among those holy ones, as it is written, and I will grant you access among those who are standing here.
Similarly, if he clings to impurity in this world, he is pulled to the side of impurity and becomes as one of them, adhering to them. These are called damagers to people. And when one passes from this world, he is taken and submerged in hell, that same place where the impure ones who have defiled themselves in their spirits and then clung to them are judged, and he becomes a damager, as one of those damagers of the world.
I told them, my sons, the words in the book are close to words of Torah, but you must stay away from these books, lest they will divert your hearts to these works and to all those sides it mentions here. You might stray from the work of the Creator.
This is so because all those books mislead people, since the sons of the East were wise and inherited this wisdom from Abraham, who gave to the sons of the maidservants, as it is written, but unto the sons of the concubines that Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts, and afterwards they were drawn in this wisdom to several directions.
But the seed of Isaac, the share of Jacob, is not so, as it is written, And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac. This is the holy share of the faith to which Abraham adhered, and it is from this lot and from this side that Jacob came. It is written about it, and behold, the Lord stood above him, and it is written, but you, my servant Jacob. For this reason, one must take after the Creator and always adhere to him, as it is written, and to him shall you cling.
It is written, who shall ascend into the mountain of the Lord? It is also written, he who has clean hands, who did not make a statue, and whose hands were not made coarse by what he does not need. His hands were not defiled, and he did not defile the body with them, such as those who defile themselves with their hands. And it is written, in a pure heart, meaning one who did not extend his desire and his heart toward the Sitra Achra, but followed the work of the Creator.
'92. Who has not lifted up his soul to falsehood? It writes his soul, but it is read my soul. This is the soul of David, the side of faith, Nukva de Zerampin. His soul is the soul of a real person, and this is the difference between the text and the reading. Thus, when a person passes away from this world and his soul departs with good deeds, she will be rewarded for them with walking among all those holy ones, as it is written, I shall walk before the Lord in the lands of the living. Hence, he says, because he has not lifted up my soul to falsehood, he will be blessed by the Lord.
Behold, 3 men, and they ate. After Abraham was circumcised, he was sitting and herding, and the Creator sent him 3 angels openly to give him regards. How were they revealed? Who can see angels? Because it is written, he makes winds his messengers.
'94. Of course he saw them, since they came down to earth in the form of people. They were certainly holy spirits, but when they come down to the world, they clothe in air and in elements to cover and wrapping, and seem to people precisely in their form.
Abraham saw them as in the form of people, and although he was in pain from the circumcision, he went out and ran toward them, since it was his way to welcome guests. But he certainly saw them as angels, as is evident from what is written. And the Lord, Andi, said, this is the name, Aleph Dalet, of divinity. Aleph Dalet is an acronym of the name Andi, since divinity was coming, and those angels were her supports and her throne, since they are the 3 colors, white, red, and green, below divinity, from her Hazeh down, regarded as being under the degree in each degree. These angels are the externality of divinity, from the Hazeh down.
97. And he saw that they were angels because he was circumcised, which he did not see previously, before he was circumcised. In the beginning he knew that they were men, and afterwards he knew that they were angels who came to him on a mission from the Creator when they told him, where is Sarah, your wife? And gave him the news of Isaac.
The punctuated letters in the word unto him in Hebrew in the verse, and they said unto him, where are Aleph Yod Vav. The sign Aleph Yod Vav implies to what is above. It implies to the Creator. It is about him that they asked him, where? And he said, behold, in the tent, meaning he was adhered to divinity. This is because here it is written, behold, in the tent, and there, a tent that shall not be removed. As there, it means divinity. Here, it means divinity as well.
Since the Aleph, Yod, Vav are already punctuated in the words unto him, why does it then say where? It is because the joining of male and female together is faith. This is why they asked Aleph, Yod, Vav about the Creator, and where about divinity. In other words, they evoked him to unify the Creator and his divinity. As was said, the writing says, and he said, behold in the tent. Since there, he connected everything. The nukva called tent, and there is the Creator.
But did the angels not know that Sarah was in the tent, that they asked about her? Where? These angels know in this world only what is permitted for them to know. For I will go through the land of Egypt, I, the Lord. But there are several emissaries and messengers to the Creator. Why did he go through the land of Egypt himself? It is because the angels cannot tell a drop of a firstborn from one that is not of a firstborn. Only the Creator knows that.
100. And put a mark on the foreheads of the men. Why do the angels need that sign? It is because the angels know only what is permitted for them to know, meaning all those things that the Creator is destined to bring to the world. And they know it because the Creator makes announcements through all the firmaments and announces the thing that he is destined to bring to the world. And the angels hear the announcements and know.
When there is a saboteur in the world, one should hide oneself in one's home and not be seen on the street, so he will not sabotage, as you say, and none of you shall go out of the door of this house until the morning. This is because one should hide from those angels that can hide. But from the Creator, one does not need to hide, as it is written. Can a man hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him, says the Lord?
Why did they ask about her? It is because even after they had heard that she was in the tent, they did not go in there to tell her, but told Abraham while he was outside. They did not wish to convey the message to her face. Hence, when he said, behold, in the tent, he immediately said, I will certainly return, since they did not intend Sarah to hear. Come and see, it is common manners that before Abraham invited them to eat, they told him nothing, so it would not seem as though he invited them to eat because of the news. Hence, after it is written, and they ate, they told him the news. Etiquette.
But do angels from on high eat? Indeed, for Abraham's honor, it seemed as though they were eating, meaning they were pretending to eat. But another said that they actually ate, since they are fire that consumes fire. And it was not that they seemed as though they were eating. Everything that Abraham gave them, they ate, since they ate from Abraham's side above.
Extending Hasidim is eating above, and Abraham is Hesed. Hence, they ate everything that he gave them from his quality, the quality of Hesed, since this is how they eat above in heaven. Everything that Abraham ate, he ate in purity. For this reason, he sacrificed before the angels, and they ate. And Abraham kept purity and impurity in his home. An impure person could not even serve in his home until he gave him a tevilah, purifying bathing. If he were only slightly impure or made him properly keep 7 days in his home, if he were in grave impurity, and afterwards he gave him tevilah.
It is written, if there is among you any man who is unclean because of a nocturnal emission, that is his correction, when evening approaches, he shall bathe himself with water. If some other grave impurity occurs to him, such as gonorrhea or leprosy or menstruation, meaning he has two impurities, the tefillah that he took for his emission that day before evening is insufficient. Instead, he must keep 7 days and then perform tefillah again. And it makes no difference if the emission occurred to him before he received the other impurity or afterwards.
106. Abraham and Sarah were setting up Tevilah for every person, he for the men and she for the women. The reason why Abraham engaged in purifying people is that he was pure and he was called pure, as it is written, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. And Abraham is pure who came out of Terah, who was unclean.
This is why Abraham engaged in Tevilah to correct the degree of Abraham, and his degree is water, Hasadim, for which he was made to purify all the people in the world with water. Similarly, when he invited the angels in the beginning of his words, it is written, let him take some water to strengthen the degree where there is water, the degree of Hesed.
For this reason, he was purifying people from everything, purifying them from any idolatry and purifying them from the side of impurity. And as he was purifying the men, she was purifying the women. Thus, all those who came to him were purified from everything, from idolatry and from impurity.
Wherever Abraham lived, he planted a tree, but it did not grow properly in any place except when he lived in the land of Canaan. And by that tree he would know who was united with the Creator and who was united with idolatry.
When one was united with the Creator, the tree would spread its branches over him and cover his head and give him a nice shade. When one united with idolatry, the tree would lift itself from him and its branches would rise up. Then Abraham knew that he was an idolater and warned him and did not let go until he united with faith in the Creator.
One who is pure, that tree receives him, and one who is not pure, that tree does not receive him. And when Abraham knew that he was impure and would purify him with water, there was a spring under the tree. When anyone needed tefillah, the waters would immediately rise toward him, and the branches of the tree would rise. Then Abraham knew that he was impure and needed immediate tefillah, meaning that he was only slightly impure and did not need to wait 7 days. And if he did not need tefillah at once, the water would dry out. Then Abraham would know that he still needs to be impure and wait for 7 days.
The tree is the tree of life, Zerampin, the middle line. The spring beneath it is the Masach de Heroik, which became a perpetual spring, emitting the level of Hasidim by which he subdues the left line and mingles with the right. And all the prohibitions and the Sitra Achra, such as idolatry and impurity, come from the left line because they wish to give the left dominance over the right and to extend the abundance of the left from above downwards, which is the source of all the prohibitions in the world.
It turns out that within the impure who clings to the left, there is the same connection that was during the elicitation of the left line, when it was in dispute and shedding of lights until the level of Hasidim extended over the Masakti Harik in the middle line. At that time, the Hasidim overcame the left line, and it surrendered and was included in the right line. Lahaim.
Oh, Lahaim.
Unless you want to read that one to the next page.
No, I'm good.
All
Let
right.
me see where we're at here. This is page 21.
Yeah, item 112. Paragraph 4. Amen.
All right, I got it written down. Yeah, it's good I write down where these starting places are. I don't, that way I can put them in the video description when it gets posted. Thank you for coming, everybody, and have an awesome day. We'll see you next time.